Let's start with a basic question, shall we? How are you feeling today? Glad to hear it. You're making good progress. It's a shame that Daniel's grudge against Otto led him off the straight and narrow. He was a talented guy, and I think he could have gone far if he hadn't done what he did. Do you blame him for what happened? I thought you'd say that. You're a born detective. Okay, let's move on to some more advanced questions. A criminal is hiding from the police in one of these houses. If you were trying to arrest him, and you knew he would be long gone before your backup arrived, which house would you check first? Well done. Criminals are always looking for an escape route, and you stopped him from jumping into that car and driving off. So here's an important lesson to learn. Successful detectives never overlook minor details. You'd be amazed what can crack a case. All right, here comes another test of your intuition. Which of these two men is planning to assault you? See, appearances can be deceptive. Some of the most successful serial killers in history got away with their behavior for so long because they could fool everyone around them into thinking they were nice guys.
Hey, buddy, drop whatever you're doing and head to the museum. The director over there was found dead in his office. I'm on my way too, so I'll meet you there. If you make it to the museum before me, don't wait up for me to get there. Just start questioning the witnesses. And don't forget to record the interviews so we can go through them later. See you.
Leaving already? Hang on, you forgot your bag. Here, I'm sure you'll need your detective equipment. Much better this way. Like I said, you're a born detective. I know the type. As soon as you get a new case, you get so obsessed you forget to take care of yourself. Well, I'm not going to hold you back. Good luck and stay alert.
Nice to meet you, Detective. My name is Derek McKaylee. I'm the executive assistant to the director of this museum. I was his assistant. The other police sealed off his office, so we've all just been sitting here waiting for someone to interview us. Please try to close this case soon. It's bad enough our boss was murdered. Now all this media attention is destroying our reputation, too. I was attending an art class when I got a message from the director. He needed to discuss something with me right away, so I got in my car and rushed here as fast as I could. I even broke the speed limit. But it was all in vain.
I'm Grace, an art conservator. Maybe you've read about me in the papers. My name has already made it into the history books. I take care of all the relics on display with my trusty tools. I make sure to attend every exhibition, and today's was no exception.
This whole time I was at my desk keeping an eye on the visitors to our museum. I didn't abandon my post once. Today we didn't have as many guests as usual, but I was on continuous duty all the same. I have no idea how the murderer managed to sneak past me.
Things keep going from bad to worse. I have no idea what could have triggered the alarm, but I have to disable it. Could you help me? You'll find the alarm button on the security guard's desk. Just use this key. While you're working on the alarm, Henry, our security guard, will turn the lights back on.
Finally. I got to the museum as fast as I could, but then boom! The alarm went off and all the doors locked. At least you made it here before me. Why on earth was the electricity cut off?
I hate to interrupt you, but I overheard a bit of your conversation. I think this power outage is just from our old electrical equipment. Our security guard can usually handle little things like that, but he's not really able to fulfill his duties at the moment. Sounds like a plan. Why don't you let me help? I can look for the source of the power cut and send you what I find.
Something's fishy about this guy. He seems a bit too eager to help us, don't you think? How about we try a little good cop, bad cop on him? Since you made it to the museum before me, you should do the honors and determine the cause of death. All the equipment is in my car, so you'll be able to carry out a forensic analysis on the victim's body right here. I'll be waiting near my car. dealing with an extremely rare kind of poison that only affects people with heart diseases.
Malcolm Green's had heart problems, but only his inner circle knew about it. Looks like the murderer was on close terms with the victim.
And how do you know about it, I wonder? Maybe we should arrest you. You seem to know too much about the victim.
Finally, a voice of reason. Thank you for sticking up for me. It's no wonder I knew Mr. Green's well. I was his executive assistant after all.
True. All right, Derek, you're free to go. From now on, we should be paying extra attention to anyone who could have known about Green's heart problems. It feels like we've been stuck in here for ages. We need to figure out what's going on here.
Ah, I see you managed to open the safe. I'm afraid I must ask you to hand over those documents. Now. That's it. I have to admit, you're good at your work, Detective. But do yourself a favor. Find your suspect and go home. Stop poking your nose where it doesn't belong.
What the hell happened here? So it was McKaylee after all? Which way did he go? Okay, you try to save those documents, I'll run after him. He got away. But we'll track him down later. Did you manage to salvage anything from that folder? Nicely done. It looks like you saved it just in time. Let's see what we have here. It looks pretty badly damaged, but maybe we can restore it somehow back at the lab. We have some new information. It turns out McKaylee had a run-in with Greens shortly before he was murdered. Could be that's our motive right there. And that's not all. The evidence we found suggests the two of them were illegally selling museum relics through a clandestine auction house. And guess what? They were planning to auction off that medieval helmet today. That can only mean that the helmet we saw on display in the museum was actually a counterfeit. And if that auction is happening today, maybe that's where we'll find McKaylee. I bet he'll want to finish what he started. How about we throw him a surprise party?
I'm sorry, but today we're hosting a private event. You can enter by invitation only. I don't think you're mentioned in our guest list, so please come back another day.
Fancy seeing you here, Detective. You think the murderer is lurking somewhere here in this auction house? Well, if that's the case, let me help you. Everyone at these auction houses knows me because I've worked on tons of art pieces for all of them. If you follow me, I can help you blend in with the crowd in the auction hall. I will finish what I started, and no one is going to thwart my plans, including you, Detective. I know you're just doing your job, but I can't afford to let you get in my way. You're not as smart as you think you are, Detective. You have no idea what you're dealing with. Since you apparently can't be trusted to do it, I guess it's up to me to bring the real perpetrator to justice. I'm not going to warn you again. Stay out of it.
Thanks. Ironically, you must have come here to arrest me. I understand, but first, let me explain. By now, you've probably figured out that Mr. Greens used to auction off museum relics on the black market. I never went to the auctions myself, but since I was his assistant, I helped him prepare the documents he needed to organize the bidding process. When I realized you discovered that folder from Mr. Green's safe, I knew it was just a matter of time before we got exposed. So I burnt those documents to destroy as much of the evidence as I could. But I had nothing to do with Mr. Green's murder. I would never want to see him get hurt. He was like a father to me, in many ways. I'm still kind of in denial. I know you probably won't believe me, but I actually came here to get copies of the receipts for all those transactions, so I could hand them over to the police. With Mr. Greens being gone, I think it's time to put his corrupt business to an end, too. I'm not surprised you see it this way. I'm not trying to avoid taking responsibility. When I first got here, I ran into Grace. I know exactly what she's planning to do. She wants to expose our illegal transactions. She's gotten so obsessive about art that she'd probably go crazy if she knew we were auctioning off museum relics and replacing them with counterfeits. I should have seen it coming. When Grace attended the exhibition in our museum, her expertise helped her realize the helmet on display wasn't authentic. She cracked our scheme open even before you did. I don't want to do any guesswork, but what if Grace is the murderer? I bet she's looking for that helmet right now. If she finds it, she'll be able to prove that the one in the exhibition is a counterfeit, and our museum's reputation will be destroyed for good. We need to find that helmet first. What we did was wrong. I don't deny it. But the museum deserves better. Here, if you show it to the security guard, he'll assume you're with me and let you in. The relic has to be inside somewhere. My guess is that Grace is also looking for the helmet's certificates of authenticity. If she finds those, she'll be able to use them as proof that we've been displaying counterfeits this whole time. Without those documents, all her accusations are but empty talk. We should find those certificates before Grace does, or our museum is done for. I know it's a lot to ask, but I don't think I'll be able to stop her without your help. Would you take this? You're right. I should let you proceed with the investigation. Just stay alert. Grace has obviously gone crazy, so who knows what she's capable of? You better avoid crossing paths with her.
Long time no see, Detective. I was hoping you'd stay in that hatch and mind your own business. You think you're about to solve this case? Did you even know the man you're helping is a criminal? You thought no one would find out about your scam, Mr. McKaylee? You don't deserve to walk this earth after everything you've done. And now that I'm about to expose your foul fraud, you're going to put on a repentant face? Spare me. Once a con man, always a con man. You'll just lie low for a while and then go back to your old illegal ways. I'm here to put an end to your impunity. And if your detective friend interferes, then you can both join Mr. Green's.
So it was you! You're calling me a criminal when you're the one pointing a gun at us! And what does the detective have to do with my scam?
Fine, Mr. McKaylee, I'll deal with you first. But don't think I'll let you live, not after what you did. All those priceless works of art you shamelessly sold to the highest bidder were created to delight the eye of the beholders, not to line your pockets. I suggest you leave us alone now, Detective. Last warning. Go write in your report that the trail went cold or something. If you try to expose me, I'll get you next. Now then, Mr. McKaylee, why don't you show me where you keep all the auction papers? So this is what you call justice, Detective? You're really going to blame it all on me and let McKaylee get away with his vile deeds? Here I thought you had some principles. Well, if that's the case, so be it. I actually accept the consequences of my actions, unlike the rest of you. I know I did what had to be done. Malcolm Green's got what he deserved.
Thank you. If it weren't for you, I'd be dead. I just wish Mr. Greens and I had never got involved in any of this. Then he'd still be alive. What's done is done, though, so I'm ready to face the penalty, too. Get down!
Congratulations, buddy. We solved the case, thanks to you. I have to admit, you might be even better at this than I am. I know violent crime has been on the rise lately, but I think between the two of us, maybe the city will have a fighting chance. You can count yourself lucky. Grace took a shot at you, but she missed the target. Both she and Derek are in custody now. It looks like justice will prevail after all, thanks to you.